Governor Nyesom Wike says the ongoing dispute between Rivers State and the federal government over the legitimate authority to impose and collect value-added taxes has enormous constitutional implications that should be addressed concisely. Governor Wike stated this at the book presentation titled Contemporary Essays on Law and Practice in honor of retired Justice Anwuri Ichegbu Chikere of the Federal High Court on Friday. The Rivers State governor said the entire country is waiting for the speedy resolution of the VAT dispute now at the Supreme Court. The governor stated that in reality, the judiciary remains the ultimate guardian of the nation's constitution. According to him, the judiciary is the protector of the rule of law and the guarantor of the constitutional rights and freedoms of the people, which should play out in the VAT dispute. He noted with dismay that the National Judicial Council is becoming a willing tool to intimidate judges who are simply discharging their constitutional duties. Governor Wike also urged judicial officers to relive the time when the nation's judiciary was truly independent, manned by men and women of courage who were publicly trusted to deliver justice fairly and equally to everyone.
Today, there are concerns ranging from case backlogs, poor case management, and rampant delays in the administration of justice that are seriously eroding public confidence in the judiciary and its capacity to deliver justice to ordinary citizens. So I expect optimum participation, execution of justice. There are also serious concerns, I've said here, about apparent lack of courage among several judges and the declining quality of judgments from our courts at all levels. Having succumbed to fear, intimidation, and blackmail, most of our judges are being compelled to tailor their judgment toward the wishes and desires of powerful political interests. Our dispute with the federal government over the legitimate, somebody has gone to court to question the constitutionality of certain tax collection. Whether is it right or wrong? Am I to collect or not? Or this person is to collect or not? I called lawyers. Look at this constitution. See whether it is we, the state, or the local government, or the federal government, ought to do this. A serious matter of great constitutional implication that will affect the economy. It doesn't matter which way, whether it goes to the right, whether it goes to the left. But let there be a pronouncement so that people can be at peace and move on. While the entire country been waiting for its speedy resolution in the national interest, the Supreme Court of Nigeria remains lethargic in hearing this very important matter, thereby unjustifiably aiding the federal government to continue to enforce its illegal and oppressive VAT policy on the polity. A constitutional matter that was such an issue in the country that came up, I thought, the Supreme Court ought to have said, look, this is a serious matter. This is a matter that people are talking about. Where are we? We must have to end this matter. Up to now, it has been buried. Also, nothing can be as injurious to judicial independence as when judges are subjected to summary trials and preconceived indictments by an all-powerful judicial agency on the promptings of persons or parties with vested interest in the outcome of litigation processes. Therefore, by becoming a willing tool for the intimidation of judges that are simply discharging their constitutional duties, the National Judicial Council may be joining the league of unholy forces now assailing the independence and reputation of judicial officers across the country. My candid opinion is that the National Judicial Council must tread with utmost caution in matters of judicial complaints and discipline, lest it wittingly or unwittingly turns itself into another bully to be feared rather than being respected in its role as both the headmaster and guardian angel of the nation's judiciary. And you're one of those. Now you're there. I remember one EFCC case she had. Because she granted bail. I know what happened. But I thank you stood your feet, that you did the right thing, and heaven didn't come down. If it was some people, they are going to be begging, sorry, it was an error. Which error? You're a judge, you're in charge of your court. And you took that decision, and I was proud when I read some pages of I was not proud. Nobody will intimidate any judge from my state while I'm governor. It will not happen. Nobody will do that. It will never happen. Never, it will not happen. As the nation of democracy continues to flip-flop in troubled waters, only the judiciary can prevent an outright collapse by effectively discharging its responsibilities to promote, protect, and fulfill the rule of law and stopping the powers that be from assuming and behaving as if they are above the law. As faulty as it may seem, the Nigerian Constitution guarantees the rule of law and provides for the equality of everyone before the law. Accordingly, everyone, including Mr. President, including my humble self, everybody is not only equal before the law, but also obliged to act in conformity with the ordinary laws of the land. As faulty as it may seem, the 1999 Constitution also establishes the judiciary as a separate and independent arm of government with exclusive responsibility to interpret the law and apply it to all cases brought before the courts of the land. The point must therefore not be lost that the roles of the executive, legislature, and judiciary are constitutionally, functionally, and practically different, and there can be no overlap of responsibilities. It should also be noted that the judiciary is the exclusive authority through which all persons, authorities, and agencies are subjected to the precepts and dictates of the Constitution and ordinary laws of the nation, although exclusively enacted by the legislature. In reality, therefore, the judiciary remains the ultimate guardian of our Constitution, the protector of the rule of law, the guarantor of the constitutional rights and freedoms of the people. No nation can be seen and reckoned with to be free, fair, and just without a strong, independent, and functional judiciary. Similarly, no democracy can survive, flourish, and deliver social and economic progress without a courageous, efficient, and effective judiciary. So if this country collapses today, if we don't have democracy today, it is judiciary that killed that country. No amount of excuses, no amount of reasons anybody can give. If our democracy collapses today, it is because judiciary refused to act. It is because judiciary refused to do what he's supposed to do. These days, because of fear for nothing, our judges have now decided to say, well, there's intimidation, there's fear, we cannot continue to do. Some judges now prefer, if they are not the one who even sponsors petition, go and write petition, I will withdraw my hand, I won't do again. That is the level where we are. Time was that our judiciary was truly independent, manned by men and women of courage. Courage is very, very key. If you don't have courage, you cannot. You cannot. If you don't have courage, you cannot. So for you to do your work very well, you must be a courageous judge who will say, to hell with anything, I will do the right thing, and heaven will not fall. Rather, heaven will be at peace. By mere fact that you're a judge, you must be a courageous person. Even if you're not a courageous person before, having been appointed a judge, courage has come. Courage has come. There was also a time when our judges were respected the world over for their independence, courage, and credibility. Again, time was that decisions from Nigerian courts were widely accepted and celebrated across Africa and the world. That as a models of judicial precedent. Today, the judge in court 7 is giving judgment, the judge in court 8 is giving judgment, the same matter, having known that your brother judge has given judgment today, and you are giving judgment next week, one expected that you should call for the judgment of your brother, to look at it so that there will not be conflict of judgment. He has done his own. The reason we now have cases of different facts, we agree. But there are cases of similar facts. But today, what is your candid assessment of the character and integrity of our country's judiciary, which is becoming more confusing and painfully contradictory? I wish to reiterate my earlier call on the Chief Justice of Nigeria to work towards reforming and strengthening the nation's judiciary, to enable it to advance our democracy, protect the rule of law, and enforce the basic rights of citizens to equal protection under the law. On this note, as the Chief Presenter, the Rivers State Government would present this book, 200 copies of it, 50 for the Governor's Office, I'm the Chief Executive, 50 for the Legislature, 50 for the Judiciary, 25 for Rivers State University, Faculty of Law, 25 for University of Port Harcourt, Faculty of Law.
Thank you. Chief Judge. Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.